I have got a guy that lives over in Georgia. His name is Andy Murray. And this is a big deal for him because he's not one of these folks that just goes around, talking about himself. But I found out that he'd written some songs. He's a great guy. And I'm going to give Mr. Andy a call this morning. And I want to talk to him about his songs and about his songwriting. And I want to let folks know who he is because these songs are good. And there's some good messages in here. And I've just happened to have his phone number from his wife, and I didn't tell him happy birthday earlier because I wanted to do it on the air when I get him in here talking to us. But today is his birthday, and it's not just any birthday for him. Today is the big 50. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting closer to it every day.
I done passed that so
I feel his pain.
Think about it.
I feel his pain. So we're going to call him. We're going to talk to him just a little bit right here. Let's see if we can get him on the phone. Y'all know how I am about calling folks up. Priscilla, I'll talk to you, baby, in just 1 minute. We got to talk to Mr. Andy first.
Hey, Miss Vonda.
Well, hey there. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. Are you working today?
Yes, I am. I told everybody, I said, do not call me. Do not ask for me for 15 minutes. I said,
that's right, because Vonda's going to call me. Well, first of all, I want to tell you happy birthday.
Thank you.
Because today is the big day, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, we won't tell anybody how old you are today unless you just want to.
Okay.
You want to tell them how old you are?
Sure, I'm at that point now.
The big 50, you have reached it. I just told Robert York's in the studio with me today, and I had just told him that I was getting closer to it every day. I didn't need to rub it in on anybody, but I hope you have a wonderful day, and listen to this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. That was Kevin Spencer, actually. I know you probably can't hear it from where you are, but we just played Happy Birthday for you. I know that Melissa is listening, I'm sure, your wife from home, and I listened to your CD of your songs, and I tell you what, Andy, y'all got something good going on.
Thank you.
Now, you are the one that's actually writing the songs. Melissa is doing the demos for you, and then you have somebody arranging. What is her name?
That's Debbie Murph.
Debbie Murph. So this is a team effort, and you guys have gotten 6 songs laid down on a CD, and there's a couple of them on here, and I like all of them, and I'll probably play more than one today, but I wanted to talk to you about one called, let me find it here, Drops of Grief, Drops of Love. I found that one this morning, and the title of that song just caught my eye. And, as a songwriter myself, I know that a lot of times when you write a song, you get that song from something that's happened in your life, or you go through something and God gives you the words to a song. So I was just wondering if you'd share a little bit with us about that.
Sure. I think that bases out of, if you think about what Christ went through, and I think it harkens back to every drop of blood that he shed for us. If you think about being in the garden, they said that his sweat was it fell as drops of blood. And if you think about that, there was just such mercy and such grace that he was shedding right there for each one of us.
That's right.
And it came to me, and it's like I've told other people, I just hold the pen and the Lord does it right. It's an amazing thing, and I know you understand that.
I do. I couldn't just sit down with a piece of paper and write a song.
Yeah.
Now, I know folks that can, but I can't do that.
Exactly, and it's such a feeling that you get, it's almost indescribable what that feeling is like when it hits you. But that song, it was so disjointed when I first got it, and I really didn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept working on it, and I know you understand that as well. And sometimes they come quick, and sometimes they don't. But with that particular song, we almost gave up on it, and I was just so stuck on it.
Well, I'm glad you didn't give up on it, because somebody, maybe one of my listeners may be needing to hear this song today. I love the part that says, we don't deserve his sacrifice, yet from the cross he saw our need. He chose to die for all our sin, so when we die we'll live with him. How marvelous, how great indeed is the love of Christ for me. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to play it for everybody, so if you'll just hang with me, hang tight. I'll be back talking to you in just a minute, but I want to play this song for everybody. And if you're just now tuning in, we are talking to Andy Murray, and Andy is a songwriter. They've just got their first demo CD, and we're about to play a song that he wrote called Drops of Grief, Drops of Love.
Drops of grief, drops of mercy, they all fell on that day. What started in a garden ended in a grave. The Savior hanging on the tree, for those he came to save. Drops of grief, so willingly he came to earth, the spotless Lamb. This love of Christ for me, drops of love, it was for you, it was for me, that Jesus died on Calvary.
Andy.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a good song.
That's a great
Thank you.
song.
Very, very good. Hey, you know what? I could hear, and I don't know if you heard the same thing. I could hear churches, choirs singing that all over the place. You could sing that song at Easter. You could sing that song at Christmas, either one. And boy, that would be awesome. Now, y'all spent some time with Miss Babby Mason, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
I thought y'all had been to some things with her, and she had done some classes, and y'all had went, because it's almost like I can hear her in that song.
Yeah, she's been very helpful, and I took her songwriting class about April a year ago, and that helped a lot. And she's just been really helpful with providing how to get past when you're kind of stuck on things, and how to form things up, and just basically take that concept idea and form it and to build it into something that works. Yeah. So it's a very valuable course.
That definitely works. And you guys have a website. It's gracemusicministries.com. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And then what is your Facebook page? How do they search and find your Facebook page?
Facebook page, we are Grace Music Ministries. You can just go right into Facebook and you can find us like that.
And then you have a vocal group that actually goes out to churches to sing.
We do. We just have formed that.
And that's Melissa Murray. Yeah, Melissa Murray and Songs of Grace.
Exactly.
I got my ducks in a row. Your wife and I, we talk a lot, and if we ever get together, we never get off the phone. But she'll send me emails or these long texts like she wants to tell me everything, and I may be at work with my hands in somebody's mouth, but I'll look over there and read the whole book, and then I take it in. I get it. I know exactly what she's saying. But I'm very excited for you and what God's using you to do. And I will be playing one of your fast songs a little bit later in the show, but I've got another guy that I've got a call with the Ball Brothers. We got to talk to him in just a little bit. So we're going to be talking some more. But if somebody wants to book Melissa Murray and Songs of Grace, they want you guys to come in and sing. They want you to share, the message in a song about how God gave you the song. How would they do that? Do you guys have a booking number?
You can call us on our home phone number, which is, I guess I'm allowed to give it on the phone.
You are?
It's 770-949-2924, and Melissa's usually always there at the house. She works from home, and so that's very easy to get a hold of her there.
I know that you have got a song that you wrote called Jesus is Worthy, and I remember you saying that was the first one you wrote, and it took you 5 years to finish that song.
Exactly.
That says a lot about you, because many people would just go ahead and write words down and finish up their song, but not you. You waited on God to send the rest of the message, and that speaks volumes for you, and that, you're doing this to help other people, and, you got a reason behind it. It's not just, a hobby, that this is something, a ministry to you and to Melissa and to the Debbie. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And there's also one other girl. We have Susan D. She's very good with harmonies, and she's also got a lot of technical advice that she's able to throw in.
Well, where do you work at? Like, where's your day job? Where are you at right now?
Right now, I'm at Douglasville Ace Hardware, and in fact, I'm sitting in the room that I do a lot of my writing, which is my conference room and the lunch area that we sit in, and that's where I get a lot of my inspiration. It's just a quiet place, and I can get alone, and that's just amazingly when God speaks. In fact, He gave me one yesterday, and I'll have to tell you about that one later, but we won't go into it right now.
Well, that is great. So you're at Ace Hardware in Douglasville.
Douglasville, yes. I've been here for 27 years.
Wow. Well, if you go in Ace Hardware, folks that are listening, I know we've got some Douglasville people listening. If you go in there, you find Andy, and I bet he can tell you a little message about a song. We're about to play something by the Ball Brothers, and it's called Who's Gonna Stand in the Gap? And we'll be talking to Daniel Ball here in just a little bit. But we wanted to say thank you, Andy, and I hope you have a great rest of the day birthday.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing all this, Vonda, and we love you, and we are listening when we can, and Melissa loves your show too, and I appreciate who you are and just your ministry and your heart.
Well, thank you very much, and I do yours too.
And you have a good afternoon, and for everybody listening, I appreciate it, and go like us on Facebook, and hopefully there's something there that will touch you, and I hope will minister to you, and like I tell other people, if there's one person who's affected for eternity through anything we do, it's worth every minute.
That's right. Well, you have a good one, and we'll be talking to you soon. Y'all go like their music page.